This program is brought to you by OMSI Tax and Business Solutions, Y2 Academy.
Channel and viewers, welcome to NRI Voice. Now we are at omsci.com Tax and Accounting Services. I think most of us know about that there are a lot of changes in the tax reforms that are going for in 2018. Hello Hari Bapiraju, how are you?
Thank you, Radhika. Thanks for coming to our studio today.
Okay. So we heard a lot about your OMSI services and that you're doing the best as a tax provider. So how many years have you been in this area?
We've been here for about 18 years, helping the local small businesses as well as individuals.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
So how many branches do you have?
Right now we have an office in Pennsylvania and Virginia.
Okay.
And we are planning to set up in all 50 states by next year.
Okay, so it's not only a few states, so you're going to across the US, right?
Yeah, we have a lot of franchises who are interested, and we are planning to expand all 50 states. And we also have mortgage solutions, taxes and mortgage, so the combination is pretty good.
Oh, so you also provide other services besides the tax services. You also provide mortgages, right? Okay. And we heard that there are a lot of tax reforms, changes going on in 2018. So can you brief us to our channel and viewers, what are the changes and what are the benefits that for all the taxpayers?
Actually, Trump tax law is pretty good for individuals because right now the standard deduction is like $24,000 for married filing couples, and it's $12,000 for single people.
Okay.
And he removed all the job expenses, moving expenses, all that. So he made it pretty simple for a lot of people.
Okay.
And the child tax credit also, before it was $1,000. Now it's increased to $2,000.
Oh, that's awesome.
But the drawback is you need to have the kids should have a social security number. If they don't have social, it's actually, if they have IT number, it's actually reduced from 1,000 to 500. So.
Oh, okay. So this year, all the taxpayers can expect a good amount of returns. What do you think?
Yes, actually, lower middle class people who are making like 200K and there are a couple of kids, they're actually getting good refunds. But people who are like higher middle class who are paying, because the SALT is also $10,000 limited to. The state and local income taxes are limited to $10,000 limit. So a lot of people are losing on that side, and so they are losing on one side, but the child tax rate is increased to 2,000. So for them, it's for upper middle class, I think it's no change. But for lower middle class, there are a lot of benefits here.
I have one small question. Maybe a lot of people might aware, but a lot of people might not also be aware of the question. Like who are people who are residing in one state and people who are working in another state. How does this tax filing? What is the process? How are the refunds and how do we need to pay the taxes?
Generally, when there are multiple states involved, there are a couple of things you should consider. First thing is the reciprocal agreement. For example, Virginia, Maryland, DC, and Pennsylvania, they have reciprocal agreements.
What do you mean by reciprocal agreement?
Basically, wherever you live, that's where you pay tax in. For example, if you live in Virginia, but I work in Washington, DC, I don't have to pay tax to DC. I have to pay taxes to Virginia only.
Okay, what if they pay taxes to DC? And
so when you file your taxes, you're supposed to get all the money back from DC and then pay taxes to Virginia.
That sounds a little bit, because a lot of people might not be aware of this tax filing. How this process.
They make a mistake, they withheld to the wrong state because they're not aware of the reciprocal agreement rules. And while filing taxes, we have to take care of those things.
Okay. And how do you differentiate from other tax filing people? Because there are a lot of tax filing services here across this area. So how do you differentiate yourself from them?
We are local here, so we are very accessible to the customers. And a lot of those customer filings they're for overseas. Once the filing is done and you pay them, they don't respond to your calls. And if there's an audit, they don't respond properly. I'm IRS enrolled, so I represent the clients. I can go to a local Tyson's corner office and represent and all this.
So especially you say that you're reachable to all the people, because these days we are getting a lot of online people who are calling and they're just filing the tax, asking to file the taxes, but we don't physically go to them and can talk to them. Maybe this is one of the advantages area. Yeah, okay. And I have one more question. How do you differentiate between the individual taxpayers and business taxpayers? What are the benefits?
As part of Trump, actually it's pretty good for the businesses. Trump gave this 20%, it's called QBI, Qualified Business Income Deduction, 20%. So, for example, people who had S Corps or LLCs, and for example, if they made $100,000 income, they could take $20,000 deduction. So, and if the tax rate is around say 35%, they could have saved $7,000 extra this year because
Okay.
of
Is
the
it the same for C Corp also?
Not for C Corp, only for S Corp, LLCs, and small businesses. For C Corp, they made it a flat tax rate of 21%.
Okay.
So before they were like slabs, right? They made single slab. Even if you are a Ford company or a small startup company, and it's a C Corp, you just pay flat 21% tax now.
Oh, 21%. Okay. So even though they don't get any income or anything, they need to just pay flat 21%.
Only when they get income, yeah.
Okay.
If they make even $100, they have to pay tax on
For that $100. Okay.
21%. Yeah.
21%. Okay.
So it made it simpler, kind of simpler instead of having so many different and all that.
Yeah.
So actually, it's good for big companies actually because before their tax rate was 25%, now they made 21%. So
Yeah,
it's,
because there are a lot of startup companies also, right? Okay. Before we approach you, what are the tips that they have to take care?
the best tip I can give is start a small business. If you're H4 EAD, I think you can legally start a business. And because the standard deduction is $24,000, you cannot put any expenses in personal these days, like your cell phone bill, internet bill, all those are gone from personal taxes. So best thing is if you are EAD or eligible to start a company, better do start a company. Is the right time to start a company in US,
That's a good news to all the H4 EADs, right? Yeah. Isn't it? Yeah. Okay. And also said that you have other services, that you have been providing other services like mortgage.
Yes.
So would you like to share some of your tips, or what do we have? Anything about those your services?
Sure. Actually, the interest rates came down recently. It's like 4% and 3.5. I think in the last 1.5 years, it's been the lowest this month. So I would encourage people who have not bought a house to buy it, and you can actually shop around, but our rates are the cheapest, and I think we are going to be #1 mortgage company in Virginia soon.
Okay, so do you think the interest rates might go still down, like 3.25 or something like that?
That golden age, the golden age we are in 2016. I don't think that rates will come back anytime. Okay. But we'll be floating around this.
So whoever have fixed at 3.25 for 30 years, they can still go with that.
Yeah, they can stick. They don't have to refinance. That golden period is gone, but still the rates are pretty slow lately. So I would encourage them to buy a house and start a business.
Oh, okay. That's a fantastic advice. Who can buy the house? Even the H1 holders also can buy the house?
Yeah, sure. They can also buy the house. The same rules apply for them also. So as long as they qualify the debt by income ratio and loan by value ratio. And we have some private investors also. If they are on the edge and they're not qualified, we can see if any private investor can help them to get the loan. And
that sounds so interesting. All the topics like taxes, mortgages, who are dealing with for the day-to-day life, everyone has to deal with all this. So thank you so much, Hari Papiraj garu.
I hope you're going to come for your taxes to homesci.com tax services.
Oh, definitely. Not only me, all our channel and viewers are going to come to you after watching this. Definitely they'll be knowing more about your tax filings, and basically they'll be knowing how feasible, like because you're local here, and of course this is across, but mostly they'll reach you.
And our prices are also very competitive, so we give them good prices. We don't... So price wise also, it's all free quotations though, so we don't charge them until they're happy,
Oh, okay.
Okay, so then,
by the way, I wanted to, what is the timeline by like, of course everyone might know, but if you can tell what is the deadline to file the taxes for individual as well as for business?
For business is March 15th, S Corps, LLCs and all that. And for individuals is April 15th. And if they're running late for some reason, they can file extension. As long as they don't owe money to IRS, they're good. Even though they file extension, they make sure they pay their taxes by April 15th.
Okay, that sounds great. Yeah. Thank you so much. All the channel and viewers, hope you come and visit omsci.com. Make sure that you file all your taxes before the deadline. For the individual, it's April 15th, and for the business, it's March 15th. Okay, and if you have any questions, please contact the phone number which is scrolling below. Hope you all understood about new tax features. Thank you all. Signing off, Radhika.